What is up, OT geniuses? Welcome to another video. My name is Jessica. For those of you who don't know me, my focus for this page is to help pre-occupational therapy students get into occupational therapy school. I found a very interesting video, and I have no affiliation with this university. There's no sponsorship, but if any university wants to get an ad up in the channel and wants me to sponsor their university program, get on it, let me know. But this one's going to be about Texas Women's University. Give me a shout out, Texas Women. If you want to sponsor the channel, you want me to put a shout out, just let me know. Either way, for this one, you're going to get it for free. But before we begin, I just wanted to preface with the fact that, again, I have no affiliation with this university. It is by the TWU influencer, and the video is called "A Day in the Life of a Doctor of Occupational Therapy Student at TWU." So I am going to go ahead and go into this video and see what is it all about. Am I going to get FOMO? Am I going to really wish that I would have gone there? Am I going to be like, yo, this school seems to be like where it's at? Let's find out. Let's see what this university has going on and see what it's like to be a doctor of occupational therapy student at TWU. Let's go ahead and do this.
Hi everyone, my name's Autumn. I'm one of the TW influencers, and I am going to be walking you through a day in the life of a Doctor of Occupational Therapy student.
I am one of the TWU influencers. So my guess, which I didn't know, all right, so it seems like TWU has a group of influencers that run this page. But okay, got it. Go ahead, continue.
So as you can see, I'm ready for the day. This is typically what I wear to class: a TW occupational therapy shirt and scrubs. So I do commute to class. It typically takes about 20 minutes. Today I have an 8 a.m. class.
All right. So with that said, all right, there's already a little something here to unpack. She has an 8 a.m. class. She has a 20-minute commute. And on top of that, she already knows what she's going to wear for school on a consistent basis. Some universities, especially for a lab, they tend to some universities have a requirement. My university didn't. So we would wear honestly whatever we wanted to class and school. I would wear a lot of gym clothes and leggings because after classes I would like to go and work out and stuff like that. But yeah, this is a little bit more TW style, right? That you have to wear a certain outfit, right, or scrubs. That wasn't required for me. Not all of them require them, so just take a look at and ask that if you speak to other prospective students or current students as you're trying to figure out what schools to go to. Also, kudos on the 20-minute commute. I only lived 10 minutes away from my university, and it was the best decision ever.
And it goes until 12 p.m. I am walking up to the MCL building now. It is the multi-purpose classroom and laboratory. This is where all of my occupational therapy classes are going to be at. As I'm walking into the building, you're going to see a cafe called Pete's.
So Pete's. Pete's. Oh my goodness. No, if I was a student there, I would already be spending a lot of my money there. That's the thing, man. That's how they get you at these universities, with these good, places to eat a lot of times, like campus food. If it's like the brand name stuff, like my school had Chick-fil-A. What else did they have? They had Dunkin' Donuts, and Chipotle. All of those are some of my favorite places to eat. So Pete's, oh man.
Open during the fall semester and the spring semester. So it's unfortunately not open during the summer. However, they do have great coffees and snacks, and they do have sushi as well. Today I decided to come to campus earlier because I needed to print out a bunch of things before I started class today. So here's just a little bit more of what the MCL looks like on the first floor. I am actually going to head up to the second floor because that's where the computer lab's at to print everything. The neat thing about TWU is that you have endless black and white printing, which I love because it's very beneficial for all of my classes. So as I'm getting close.
Well, I mean, I would hope, like, I mean, most universities, to my knowledge, would have accessibility to black and white printing. Like, it's definitely needed. I was able to print stuff too in my department, and it seems like I didn't know if this was. It seems like most universities, they have a specific area, and that's where you're going to take the majority of your classes. Like, that's where all the PT students are, all the OT students are, all the speech pathology students are, and you all are like in the same cluster building, and it's where you all are at.
Closer to the computer lab, I did want to mention that within this lab there are 3 printers to print at. So all you have to do is just kind of jiggle that mouse a little bit, and you put your username and you put your password, and then you should be able to log in. And here's my really good friend from my cohort. We actually had the same idea to print our slides earlier before class today. So now I'm exiting the.
Printing slides before class. I think that it can be smart. And here's why: because it allows you to write your notes. That, like, the proof is there, guys. I mean, like, just go look it up yourself, that the research shows that students who handwrite their notes are actually a lot more likely to retain the information that they receive in their lectures and in their classes. So kudos if you're printing your notes and writing notes on that, and taking your notes that way. I think it's smart, and it makes your notes very accessible, easy. Now let me know in the comment section, do you guys print your notes, or do you guys are the fancy smancy type and like to take all your notes on your iPads and on your computer? Are you typing away? How do you take notes? Let me go ahead and let me know in the comment section.
The computer lab, I'm going to take the elevator up to the 6th floor. So the 6th floor is going to be where all of our lab classes are going to be at. So this is going to include the occupational therapy ADL lab. This is going to include our wheelchair transfers, also where our pediatric class is at as well.
So when you guys go and you get tours of these places when you're interviewing, I highly suggest that see if you can get access, and look at these rooms too, because I think it's very motivational. It's very inspirational. Each university should have its own type of simulated type of rooms for bedrooms, kitchens, and bathrooms and things of that nature, laundry rooms. So I think it's really, really cool. And so even different peds type of rooms where you have all of these sensory integration, activities that you can do, whether it's vestibular, tactile input. So yeah, go ahead. If you're interviewing for a university, see if they could take you up to their specific ADL rooms, sensory rooms, things of that nature that they do in order to prepare their students during lab for them to get even more ready for fieldwork.
So as I'm going up the elevator here, I do want to mention that the 6th floor is not only occupational therapy, we do share a floor with speech as well. So you're going to see a bunch of fun balloons that speech has decorated for the children that come into the clinic during the summertime. I do have to say, coming off the elevator and seeing the view of TWU is one of my favorite parts of my day. And like I said,
all right, so yeah, that's one thing that I really remember is when you are at a university, there's so much life. There's always something going on. There's always some activity going on, and it just makes the whole experience so much fun. And the views usually at universities are so majestic. And yeah, they're just building all sorts of things to try to keep up with other universities that are building up, right? And so usually, man, yeah, you get quite a view. This video is brought to you by Monarch. Monarch is a budgeting and track expensing app where you can keep track of your expenses, set yourself money goals and budget, and like that, you can be where you want to be financially as a student. You can track the expenses of your fur babies, your real babies, whatever it is, your college tuition, and like that, you know exactly where each and every dollar is going, and you can actually even control how much you're spending on certain items, and you can be aware of where your money is going to. It's really important for college students to do that. So I highly recommend that you do this starting now at an early age, right? So go ahead, get the app. It's a lot of fun. You can even, create different category names and put emojis into it. It makes it a lot more fun than just sitting on an Excel spreadsheet. So the link is down below. Now on back to the video.
and the children absolutely love it. It's fun to see.
Mhm.
So as I turn to the right, this is going to be the hallway that is dedicated to speech and OT. All the OT classrooms are going to be on the right, and then the far right classroom that you're seeing right here, those are actually going to be the first year students. And I am a second year student, so I am going to be in the back classroom right there. However, first years are also able to use it. But this is where we do.
All right, now I love this room. I'm looking at this picture right here. And it reminds me of my university actually. Like that's how our room used to look like. So it just makes me reminisce.
Our wheelchair transfers, and we do a bunch of bed mobility and practicums working on ADLs. We do have a kitchen in the back, and we have a bathtub and a sink to practice. So I usually am one of the first people to arrive to class. I just like to have everything ready to.
All right. I love what she just said there. She's usually one of the first people to arrive to class. There's a benefit to that. All right, guys. Let me tell you, when I was an OT student, I would be also one of the first ones to arrive for a few reasons. Number one, it gives you the opportunity to study beforehand. And if you just dedicate 30 minutes, an hour before class to review what you learned last week or last class lecture, then it allows you to retain more and study actually less and cram less because you're consistently using that material, versus leaving everything till the very end when you have an exam and then you have to cram everything in.
So today we're going over Parkinson's disease and MS. Our professor had a lot of fun stuff prepared today, so we were able to practice on bigger movements that are supposed to help patients that have Parkinson's.
Oh, good times, guys. Oh yeah, I remember all that. You look really funny. Like that's one thing that it always makes me reminisce about OT school is when you're in OT school, even during exams, you always look funny because you're always like practicing big movements and you're like and like trying to see what's functional and coming up with different ideas, and it's really is just a lot of fun. So yeah, if somebody were to walk by, you could be in the library doing these movements and people have no idea what you're doing. It's always quite interesting and funny.
And then also she allowed us to see different types of spoons. So this spoon is supposed to help with their tremor so they can independently feed themselves. And then this spoon is a weighted spoon that is also supposed to help patients with Parkinson's. Yay, it is 12 o'clock, which means class is officially over and now I can go home. Here's another friend of mine that is in my cohort. We were just catching up after class, and now it is time for me to eat lunch. I am having sushi from my favorite grocery store, Aldi. It is quick and yummy and makes me very happy. I have a long night ahead of me, so I had to have a quick serotonin boost to play with my cat, Kato.
Love it. I love it. Listen. She is doing things that are meaningful to her. She's playing with her cat. She's being happy. She's taking care of her mental health. That is so invaluable when you are an occupational therapy student.
Okay, as you can see, I am back to studying. I just finished lunch. This week I do have 2 midterms and 1 final. It's pretty high.
All right, so if she has 2 midterms and 1 final, then that's what I heard. I see a Mr. Pete's something in there. She's probably going to be getting coffee over there, as we already saw.
Hectic, but shout out to the coffee over here that's powering me through. I do have
You see, bro, I swear I didn't watch this. But I bet you it's probably from Mr. Pete's.
a couple more hours to study for the rest of the day. Then hopefully next week I can kind of relax in a sense, but in my doctoral program, there's no such thing as, off days. There's always something to do. In the meantime, I'm gonna be studying and then I'll get back to you in a little bit. I'm convinced my cat is also getting his doctorate in OT. Look at him study. Alrighty, I am back and I just wrapped up about 3 hours of studying for my adults lifespan class. I really needed to study for this because I do have an exam tomorrow night at 7 p.m. So that was my top priority. Obviously, during my 3 hours of studying, I did take those well-needed breaks. That being said, I have to study for my neuromotor class because I do have a midterm in that as well on Thursday at 8 a.m. So you can see where there's not a lot of time to fit in that studying because I do have a test tomorrow night and then I have a test at 8 a.m. on Thursday.
That's how it is in real life, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. It can be overwhelming. Like I remember that at one time, I didn't post about this on Facebook or anything like that, but I had like 3 tests, a 5-page paper, and a quiz all in the same week, all within 5 days. Okay. Like 3 tests, a paper, and a quiz or something crazy. And I was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? And my friend posted by coincidence, like, hey, don't let the blessing that you've been asking for become your burden. And I was like, you're right. Like, oh my God, like people are wanting to be in this position of being able to study what I'm studying. People are wanting like to become an occupational therapist and are like maybe have gotten rejected and are having to reapply again or have given up from applying because they saw that they didn't get in the first or second time. Like this is just facts. So, you got to, number one, take care of yourself. And number two, I suggest to take my strategy, and show up to class 30 minutes, 1 hour before. It comes in really handy. And like that, you don't have to cram for all these exams.
After I eat dinner, I'm going to study this for about probably 2 to 3 hours and then head to bed. So here is my dinner. As you can see, I finished dinner, but I really needed to listen to my body and take a quick power nap. I took a 20-minute nap and now I'm gonna get back to studying for the remainder of the night. But I was like, why am I feeling so off? It's because I didn't go to the gym today. Typically I go to the gym 4 times a week. I go to the TWU gym. I mentioned that at all, if you have any questions, please drop them in the comment section below. I can answer any questions regarding occupational therapy or anything about me. I'm an open book. I would love to answer any of your questions. Alrighty, here I go back to studying again. Okay, you all, I am done studying for the night. It is getting pretty late here and I am exhausted. As you can see over here, I need to put away my binder and notes and my cat is right over there. I just actually want to thank you all for watching this entire day.
All right, so this was awesome. Yeah, I remember those late night sessions, man. What I used to do as well, like I'm kind of just like looking at her background and see if there's like a mirror. I actually used to get a dry erase marker and the windows and the mirrors became a dry erase board. So that's how I would study too. And it would allow me to interact with the material a lot more and retain more. So
in the life of an OT student. I really hope you've enjoyed it. Like I said, if you have any type of questions about what occupational therapy is, I am a second-year student, so feel free, like I said, to ask me any questions. If you have any questions about my journey about OT or just me in general, please reach out, comment below. I would love to answer. So thank you, and if we like it, maybe we can do another day in the life. Okay, bye and good night, everyone.
So that was that. Yeah, great video. Great video. I really enjoyed it. And I basically think that it seems like a great program to apply to, and it seems like she's really enjoying it. So if I would love to see more of these videos, like go ahead. If you're an OT student currently, I want to see more of these day in the life of an OT student at X university. I think that that would be so cool. And be sure to tag me in it. I would love to see what is your university like? What is your experience like at that school? And I know other people want to know that, especially pre-OTs. People are wanting to see what is it like to be an OT student at that particular university. So I think it was a great video. Hopefully there'll be more to come from other students in different parts of the country. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye, OT geniuses.